Friends, enemies, those as of yet undecided. Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Average Man Reviews, the show where I give my unprecedented, unorthodox, and unpaid opinion on a wide variety of subjects and products. Today, we have the Nerf Fortnite Blue Shock. Now this retails for $40, that's 40 US dollars. I got it on sale on Amazon for 30. That's 30 US dollars. So I paid 10 bucks less. The reason that I picked this up is because if it wasn't obvious, it's an M4. I like classic M4s. And I thought I might be able to do some cosplay stuff with it. Now, I'm not as sure now that I have it in my hands because the proportions are so weird. The handguard and stuff isn't too bad. The muzzle brake is horrendous. This is probably going to get just chopped off and turned into like a suppressor barrel or something. But I can probably work with most of it. The stock, however, look at how tiny the stock is. It's a kid's toy. The box, which I'll show you the box here in a minute, the box says it's for ages 8 and up, and it's based off Fortnite, so it's meant for kids. So I'm not going to knock the proportions and stuff on it too much, but the stock is really small. So I don't know, as far as cosplay stuff goes, if I can put enough padding on this to make the stock usable, because as it stands right now, what's comfortable for me is about right there. That's like a fist of distance. If I if I do like lean into it, it's pretty uncomfortable. I'm gonna try and do what I can with it for cosplay purposes, but we'll see how it goes. So let's go over the blaster. Shouldn't take us long because it's got very little features on it. So your sights are not sights, okay? Let me point at my face here. There's no cutout. There's no ridge, there's no cutout, there's no anything to make the sights actually sights. So aiming it is going to be interesting when we get to the firing line. Your magazine release is kind of cool. Mag release is right there. You can hit it with one finger. You've got your normal trigger, you got your rev trigger. Rev trigger is what spins up the flywheels. Gives it angry vacuum cleaner noises. So your dart window right here for jams, you can't open it while a magazine is in the blaster. You have to drop the mag, then you can open the door. Kind of a minor thing, but just something I noticed. Your batteries go in the stock. And I'm a little annoyed that they did it, because if they hadn't done that, they could have made a in-strike attachment point so you could just put a different stock on it, which that's really the thing that screws up this thing's look, is the stock. And the one thing you really can't modify is the stock, because it holds the batteries. Now, I might modify it anyway. I might find a way to just pull the wiring out and attach it somewhere else and give it a proper stock. We'll see. I don't know how in depth I want to go on messing with this thing. Yeah, let's look at the box right quick. So this is the box. Not a whole lot to say on the box. It's a box. It does not include batteries, just so you know. It runs on 4 AA batteries, which I have a brand new pack of batteries and a battery tester. So the batteries that I put into it are brand new and they're fully charged. Because if you've watched any of my reviews, one thing that I always try to do, I try to give it the best chance possible. So I always try to go and give it fully charged batteries. I test it with the equipment it comes with, like the original darts, and then I'll use some higher quality darts on it to see how those go. But I try to give stuff the best chance that it can, because I don't want these products to fail. I don't want to have spent money on garbage. I'd like for the products to actually work. So, with all that in mind, Oh, one thing. This is silly, but somebody out there might care about this if you have kids and you're thinking about buying this. So, it mentions on the box, it comes with a code in the game for like a skin for one of the rifles or whatever. Uh, the bag that the darts come in, which is in this really odd little paper baggie for some reason, when you open up the bag that the darts are in, it has a little card that has a code. And if somebody wants to pause the video and read that code and enter it and use it, go right ahead, because I'm not going to and I don't care. So if you want to steal the code from my video, more power to you, because I'm not going to use it. These are the darts it comes with. They're white with blue tipped. Comes with 10 darts. It's got a 10 round magazine. Easy math. I think, without further ado and without doing any further, let's step out to the firing line and see what sort of performance this thing gives. Shall we? Let's go. So we are outside at the firing line. I've got 10 darts loaded up in the magazine. It's the 10 that it came with, so we're going to test it with its original equipment before I try out any other darts. I've got a target set up at 25 feet. If it's able to hit the 25-foot target, we might push it out to 30, 35 feet, but given what I know of Nerf blasters, I think 25 feet is going to be a sufficient challenge for it. So let's see what we get, shall we? All right, so not terrible. I mean, none of the darts fell short. They're a little unpredictable. They all either hit the target or they hit the fence. So if it can hit the fence, it can definitely hit a little further out. So I'm going to move the target a little further and we're going to try that again. So I've got the 10 darts that it came with loaded back up. I pushed our target out to 35 feet and we're going to see what we get. I'm going to try and see if I can get the shots to be a little more consistent. I'd like for them to all to at least hit the target. I don't think we're going to get the same spot on the target, but at least if they can all hit the target, I'll be pretty happy. So let's see what happens. So a little further out, we had a little more variation in the shots, more of them fishtailing and deciding to just be an individual and do their own thing. So I'm gonna load it up with 10 rounds of Adventure Force darts just to see if they do anything different. And we're gonna try again. All right, we got 10 of the green and blue Adventure Force darts loaded up. We're gonna see what they do. Wow. So Adventure Force darts made a lot of difference. I don't really think we need to do any more shooting because it's given a pretty good performance so far. So let's go inside and talk about it, shall we? All right. So after action review, what do we think? Well, I'm moderately surprised and impressed. The performance was not bad. Using the darts that it came with wasn't amazing. Most of them hit the target. The handful that didn't hit the fence, which was surprising. So we didn't have any like performance issues. None of the darts rolled out of the barrel and went like 10 feet or any of that nonsense. They all hit what I was aiming at, or they veered around the target and kept going. So it's got a little bit of power behind it. I don't have a chronometer, so I can't tell you what FPS it's putting out, but it's at least got some power to have some flight integrity up to like 30 feet, which 30 feet ain't much, but considering how half of the blasters will just stop at like 15 feet, that's pretty good. So then, when we put in the Adventure Force darts, we saw a massive uptick in performance and consistency. And they all hit within, a moderate spread of each other. It wasn't like a perfect, like fist-sized grouping, but they all hit around that area. So it's got enough performance that I think you could actually use this in a nerf battle and be successful with it, which is not the case with most of the blasters that I review. I think it achieves what it's set out to be. It's a quality nerf blaster, it's a good product, it's reliable. If you put the right darts in it, it's got consistency. The darts it comes with aren't very good. So it's a good blaster. I really think it's a good little blaster. Honestly, my only point of contention is the price. And I think you're paying that extra price for it because it's a Fortnite license partnership, whatever thing. I think 30 is a reasonable price point. I think 40 is the, if you have to get it, right? Like it's your kid's birthday next week. They're obsessed with Fortnite. They want this and only this, and nowhere has it on sale. You can pay 40 for it and not feel like you got ripped off. Like 40 is not a great price for it, but it's not like completely scalping you. Overall, yeah, I recommend it. I think it's cool. I think it's a, reliable and decent little blaster. And it's got some weirdness and some shortcomings, but overall, it's a lot better than what I was expecting. Hopefully, that kind of gives you everything you need to know if you were considering purchasing one of these or not. And without anything else to really do, let's say that we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will see you in the next one. So until next time, Average Man Reviews, signing off.